but I'm sick. So, as you guys know, I have excoriation disorder, and I pick my skin. That's why I have all this happening. And sometimes it's worse than others. I've been suffering with like really bad anxiety lately, so that doesn't help. And so I do have some areas on my leg. So I'm pretty sure one of the areas on my leg, but long story short, I have cellulitis again. And a lot of people are like, why are you getting it so often? It's because of that. I do, keep myself clean. I shower daily. That has nothing to do with it. I promise it does not. You could be the cleanest person in the world and still get cellulitis, unfortunately. And it's easier for people to get it once they've already had it. So since, first time I ever got it, I was 16.
My leg really hurts. Like, it really hurts. And he's like, oh, okay, well, let me look. And he's like, ooh, why is it so red? Oh, that kind of looks like what our foster dad had. And I'm like, what? And I wasn't sure what he was talking about. So he went and got my foster grandma, which also lived with us. And she came and looked, and she's like, ooh, we got to tell so-and-so, which was my foster mom. And she's like, this is no good. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, this is what your foster dad had. And I was like, well, what did he have? And she was just like, he was really sick. She didn't really tell me what it was. And I was just like, okay. And then I went back to sleep. And the next day, my foster mom was like, okay, we're going to go to the hospital. We need to get this figured out. And it was worse. My leg was swollen, and it was like this hard, reddish, purplish, just like my whole calf. Like, I can't explain it. And that whole night, I didn't get up, right? So when I went to get up, the pain I felt, I have never in my life felt such pain. I couldn't walk. Like, it took every single ounce of me to walk. So the issue is anyone at any size could get cellulitis. But the fact that I was gaining weight really rapidly at that age and
Every single day
caused like a little chemical reaction to happen. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. Don't know. At this point, I don't care. So they're like, we're going to put you on antibiotics, and that's going to clear it all away. You'll be able to eat again. You'll
I just wanted to get more. So doing lots of Christmas shopping.
So what they did was they took a marker and they marked exactly the outline of my cellulitis. And I was like, okay, so antibiotics, I normally don't take medicine, but I'm literally dying right now. Like, because the doctor said, like, people die from cellulitis frequently, all the time, because they don't get the help they need, their temperature goes too high, etc., etc., etc. So, got the outline, got the medicines. So I had to miss about a week of school. After about 5 days, we went back to the doctor because the outline they made on my leg, my cellulitis wasn't getting smaller, it was getting bigger. I was feeling worse. I was eating less and less and less. Like, I wasn't eating at all, but like when I got the antibiotics, like I said, I was trying to eat a little bit, but then I like stopped. And the pain was getting worse. I was sleeping more. Like, everything was just getting worse. And I went to the doctor, and they said these antibiotics are not working. And I was like, oh, okay. And they said, you need to go to the hospital. And for some reason, when they said that to me, I freaked out. I started hysterically crying, and I really don't know why. I think it's because the whole, like, people die from cellulitis, and I wasn't getting better, and, like, I hated myself, and I was like, why did I do this to myself? And the doctor said that my temperature was 105, and that he didn't know how I was even functioning. So I was rushed to the hospital, and they put an IV in me. Like, it was like a whole thing. And they said that the IV that I had, they were giving me a stronger, different type of antibiotic. So I was going to feel exceptionally nauseous, but they didn't even want me to eat. Like, they weren't even focused on that in any shape, way, or form. They just wanted me to get better. And so they said that they're going to give me that antibiotic through the IV just so I could have that in my system faster, because I guess through like your vein or whatever, like it gets in your blood faster. Obviously that like makes sense. And my foster mom sat with me the whole time, and after I was in the hospital for a bit, they finally released me to go home, and they're like, you can't go to school, you have to rest for at least 2 weeks, you have to get better. They prescribed me with a different antibiotic, and they said, you know, just keep eating, keep trying to get fluids in.
People on a weight loss journey. Today, I think he's using us for the fruits on our counter.
And instead of taking the antibiotic once a day, you need to take it 3 times a day. And I was like, oh my God. Because really the antibiotic did make me feel worse, really, really worse. And every day I slowly got better, and I started to eat more, and I started to drink more. I was sleeping accurately. I was still in a lot of pain. I couldn't go to school. I missed about a month and a half of school. It was scary. It was one of the scariest things ever. And I ended up, I feel like I had an accent there for a minute. I actually ended up getting cellulitis one other time after that, nowhere near as bad. And my doctor at the time knew exactly what antibiotic to put me on, and I was able to actually get better less than a week, because I knew it was coming before it came. Really weird. Like, I just finally knew. And my foster dad and my foster dad's brother both have had cellulitis, and that's how my foster mom knew like a lot about it and knew that I had to go to the doctor. And that's why my foster grandma knew, like, we need to get you checked out. And I'm just grateful it only lasted a month and a half. I'm grateful I only had to stay at the hospital for a couple days, because my foster dad's brother actually was hospitalized for 5 months because of it. It's not something anyone should ever go through. It honestly scared me, because when I was rushed to the hospital, like, I could have died. 105 temperatures, really scary. And I am very grateful for my foster mom to be there by my side the whole time. And yeah, like, it was scary, and it's definitely something I worry about frequently.
You know, keep myself clean. I shower daily.
Actually a culprit as to why I got it. I don't know why I got it the second time, but it was nowhere near as bad as the first time. So I wanted to share that with you guys. It was just a really scary, traumatic experience that I went through, and I just wanted to share it with you guys.
No one cares!